What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Blazers Uprise Live, powered by BetUS. Today, we have an absolutely loaded show as we get to talk about Portland getting a professional sports team. The WNBA is going to PDX in 2026. We're going to talk about that. We'll take your guys' suggestions for team names. We've talked about this a little bit in the past. But will they go back to the Portland Fire or will they go with something else? That is to be determined. But what's not to be determined is the Portland is getting a team. I almost said the Blazers is getting a team. It would be nice if the Blazers could actually go out and actually field a team that could win games. But, that's another topic. Super excited for the WNBA to PDX. Also, we had a Woj bomb. And, Eric, it was the Woj bomb to end all Woj bombs. As Adrian Wojnarowski retires so that he can go join St. Bonaventure as their general manager of their basketball program, which it's no secret if you follow Woj that he loves St. Bonaventure. That's his alma mater, but he's gone. So now Shams rules the world, I guess, unless maybe Shams will have a contender with Eric Brandt and his Brandt bombs. I don't know. Maybe that would be, maybe that's what's next. Woj is stepping aside so Eric can step up. Also, we got new jerseys. Okay, not to be confused with the state New Jersey. We got new jerseys, Blazer jerseys. We're going to grade those, and I'll do a chat poll. Chat, you guys can give your feedback for those. And we'll also talk about the in-season tournament. Actually, scratch that. It's not called that anymore. The NBA Cup floor for the Blazers. I think it's better than last year, but do you guys like it? We're going to talk about that as well. So it's nice to get a jam-packed news show on a September 19th, because normally we're just waiting for training camp and things are dead. Of course, this time last year we were still going through the Dame saga, but this should be a pretty fun show. Eric, how is your Thursday treating you?
I was all right. Lost our rec game, but afterwards, pretty cool. One of the guys came up and said he watched the show and was hoping that he'd get to play against either myself or you at some point. So that was cool.
Man, see, celebrity status, I'm telling you, you're the next Woj. I mean, you're right on your way. So, no, that's always cool, man. That's always cool. So maybe I'll have to make a celebrity appearance in your rec league.
Yeah, it'd be cool next time we play or something.
Just kidding. I'm not a celebrity. I'm nobody. I'm just a YouTuber. Anyway, that's pretty cool, though. That's pretty sick. Was he good? Was he a ringer?
Yeah, I mean, their whole team was pretty good.
Dude, you gotta get him. You gotta get him to one of our runs then, because we haven't had one of those in a while, and the weather's about to turn. So, yeah, I played today. My ankle is so screwed, Eric. So screwed.
Was it?
Oh my goodness! It almost felt like I completely springed it again. It's at that point when I'm landing, not even jumping high because I can't. Just brutal stuff. So I need some physical therapy or some ibuprofen or something. I need to deal with this. Maybe get a better. My ankle brace is 80% worn through the bottom, splitting and stuff. So I'm out here struggling, just like you. Before the stream chat, Eric's grunting, just like, you good? Oh, I'm so sore. They really beat you up that badly, huh?
Nah, just old.
I'm getting there, man.
Well,
I'm feeling it.
I get up at 4:30 and then work. I work almost 12 hours today, and then went to my son's soccer practice and ran around there, and then went to my game. So yeah, it's a little much for my old body to take. Yeah, I can't do ankle braces, man. I can't do them.
They just feel so clunky. I struggle with them too.
I don't like knee braces, but they're a little easier to wear in my opinion.
Am I getting old when I get into certain situations playing pickup and then I'm oh, I don't feel quick? What would Luka do in this situation? Because that's the point I'm getting at. What's the slowest move that could work in this situation?
Either you're getting old or just out of shape, I guess.
Out of shape, plus I'm crippled. So, just the ankle, it's bad. I legitimately change the way I play on certain days because it's rough, and it's just feel completely different. So, anyway, enough about us. We got too much to talk about today. And we get to talk about something that is super exciting, Eric. There was a rumor a little bit ago that this was going to happen, so it wasn't really a surprising announcement, but still it's cool to have it be something that's like set in stone, official. And this is coming shortly after we thought this was going to happen about 11 months ago with Portland getting a WNBA team. And then that got nixed, and Golden State, San Francisco got a team, the Valkyries, which is a pretty sick name. And I don't know, I didn't expect, after missing out less than a year ago, I didn't expect it to turn around and end up with Portland getting a team for 2026. But you started to hear rumblings lately, and then finally got announced. So that's cool, man. I'm sure you're excited. You know, you have a daughter, right? Does she play at all?
I have two daughters.
Two daughters,
doesn't do
yeah.
sports at all, but my youngest.
One's out of the house, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my youngest is going, or she's in second grade this year, so it's still. She plays basketball. There's this thing out here called Little Dribblers. It's more like a basketball camp every Saturday morning during the winter. It's pretty fun, but she hasn't actually played on a team yet because she's not old enough. But maybe this year we're kind of debating whether we should put her on an actual team or just do that camp thing again.
Yeah, I was hearing I think it was the Blazers, they released a YouTube video, and some of the members of their organization, the women in the organization, were talking about how it's cool that there's going to be a local experience to watch high-level basketball, women's basketball. Women's basketball might be a higher level than the Blazers. I mean, let's be honest. But, the colleges aren't close. It's Eugene. It's Corvallis. You got to drive at least, how far away is Corvallis? An hour from Portland. Eugene's even
About an hour and a
further.
half,
Yeah,
2 hours.
you got to drive out of your way to go see those games. And the NCAA tournament, the women's NCAA tournament was here this past year, and the turnout for that was great. So it's going to be cool to be able to get some local professional basketball during the summer months, right? We'll probably focus on it a little bit as well during the summer months, man. So
what else are we talking about?
Exactly. So, but I mean, I've started paying a little bit more attention to the WNBA, kind of learn some players, learn some names, and it's just going to be even easier to once Portland has a team. So, chat, let me know what you would name Portland's WNBA team in the chat. I know Portland Reign, REIGN, is a name that a lot of people like, and obviously that's a pun on all the rain we get, although they play during the summer, Eric. We don't get any rain in the summer, so maybe it's not the best name, I don't know, but Fire is their old name. I would like for them to go with something else. What do you think?
I mean, I don't have a problem with Fire if they want to go back to that. I do like Rain. It just, I don't know. I don't think I would hate it if it was Rain. I do kind of hope they do Rose City though, like the Thorns.
Yeah, that would be cool. Either way, regardless of the name, cool to have the WNBA coming to PDX. They're going to be the WNBA's 15th team. So the WNBA is expanding. Of course, have a influx of popular young talent that came into the league this past year, so that only helps them. And you got some household names, of course, Caitlin Clark, but you got some other household names, big names. It'd be cool. It'd be cool to get Cameron Brink in her hometown, right? Because she grew up in Beaverton. It'd be cool to get her, but that's probably not realistic. I don't know exactly how they do the. Yeah, Sabrina would be cool too. Just I'm sure some local talent might come to Portland in the future, and of course those are pretty popular names. But regardless, pretty cool, man. Pretty cool stuff.
I think Sabrina's a free agent that summer.
Ooh, well, I don't know. I know like in the NBA, isn't the salary cap 75% for the expansion team or something, where it's a little bit lower?
I think it's like 60% the first year or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but how do you apply like the second apron now and all that stuff? It'll be interesting to see the rules when the NBA does.
Yeah. There was just someone I'm forgetting who did it. Someone at ESPN went like really thoroughly into uh they would set it up like a team a year from now and went through an entire expansion draft and including trades and all this stuff. It was pretty thorough, but it had us not protecting Kamara, and he got selected in the expansion draft. I don't agree with that at all.
I saw another like expansion protection list, I think by somebody else, that had us like not protecting Simons but protecting Jabari Walker and like Duop Reith, I think. It made absolutely no sense to me at all. Chris Murray too. Like, what are we doing? So listen, you see other leagues expanding, right? The NHL has expanded recently, the WNBA. The NFL's already at 32 teams. That's like a pretty good number, right? The MLB and the NBA are next. I think the NBA will get there sooner than the MLB. I am so looking forward to the summer when Seattle gets a team back and presumably your favorite city, Las Vegas, gets a team. Just because we're going to have to talk about, man, who do we protect? Who do you not protect? And that's conversations we've never had to have on this channel before. And honestly, like part of me is like, oh, we could do that exercise just for fun, like right now. But part of me just wants to wait until that's like a legitimate conversation. That's going to be cool. And then we stream the draft, expansion draft. I've never seen an expansion draft for a league that like I pay attention to before, because the main leagues I pay attention to, MLB, NFL, NBA, none of those leagues have expanded since what, like early 2000s? I was too young for that. So it's going to be super cool to actually witness an expansion draft with like a league that I pay attention to and I know inside and out. And we'll do like an expansion mock draft, all that cool stuff, and we'll react to picks. Like, do we think this is a good expansion pick? It's just a totally new wrinkle when it happens. So I'm just super excited for the NBA to finally get around to it. It sounds like they're going to. I wouldn't be surprised if 2026 is the year that the NBA expands. I think it'll be 2026 or 2027. You know, we're still waiting for news on that. Maybe we get it before the new year. That'd be sick because I'm looking forward to that experience.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, I think there's enough talent to add a couple more teams. And, I mean, Seattle deserves a team back. And Vegas has been blowing up in terms of getting all the sports now. And as gambling becomes less of a taboo thing.
Shout out BetUS.
Yep. So, yeah, those two cities I think would be great for basketball. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So this guy who did the expansion thing on ESPN, he brought up some interesting things. I think he leaned like way too into this, but he brought up that you can make trades with teams or with the expansion teams to like not take a player or to take a player.
Yeah, is that real? Because I was reading that and I was like, I've never even thought about that.
It's happened before. So like they in his thing, like I said, it was leaned way too heavy into these type of trades, which I don't think would be possible. But OKC had so many good players that they couldn't protect Topic.
Yeah.
And so they gave up a first-round pick for them not to take Topic. Yeah. So, yeah, it was interesting.
That's fascinating, man. So, like, that's a way they can stockpile assets through the expansion draft because you're really not getting the cream of the crop with that draft.
Right.
The other exciting thing for when it happens is our mock-off season. So
because you and I get to be the two expansion teams.
I was thinking about that. Like, do we randomize it, or for all the work we put in, you and I gotta be it?
Yeah, I think we need to.
Yeah,
we have to like.
I
don't know. It could be a little too crazy if we not,
Dude, yeah, because listen, if you can like. Leverage teams through trades with the expansion draft like that, then and we get to be those teams our mock-offs. Oh my goodness, that's gonna be fun. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna be conniving with my expansion draft. I'll be Seattle. You get to be Las Vegas. It's your city. It's only right. But
yeah.
You good? You lagged on me a little bit. I don't know if that was me or I don't know if that was you. But we're good now. We're fine.
Yeah, I don't know the stream. It might have just been me.
Yeah, because I shouldn't say. I'm not going to jinx
Yeah,
myself.
don't say it. Just
I'm not
don't
going
say
to
it.
jinx
Don't
myself.
say it.
Not going to do it.
We know. It's been good. Don't say it.
Yeah. Moving on, Eric. I think the question that everybody wants to know is why not you be the next Woj?
One, I don't, I mean, I don't know. I don't,
See, you
I'm
can't even
not,
come up
and
with an answer.
I'm not
Exactly.
anywhere near that type. It looks
Chat.
like Jake Fisher is already taking that position.
He couldn't even come up with an answer. See, he has no good excuse. No
No, it's just
excuses.
that I was trying to think of a reason why you would even mention me.
All jokes aside, man, I mean, Jake Fisher got a lot of stuff wrong this past offseason, Eric.
No, I know, but you'd think whoever gets that position, outside of maybe Shams, is going to get access to a lot more phone numbers than previously they had. Yeah.
So Woj is gonna give Jake Fisher his Rolodex. That's what's gonna happen. He's just gonna
Yeah, pretty
you
much.
guys, hey, you GMs that like me more than Shams. Okay, you talk to Jake now. Jake is the next me. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see the way news is broken because it's always been like it's either Shams or it's Woj. And
Mhm.
everybody else is just secondary. That might sprinkle in little rumors here, and it's like you don't know 100% if it's true or not, or like everything Woj and Sham says for the most part, you can put your full trust in. Although everybody is wrong sometimes, right? You know, Eric, I'm sure you
Oh
know
no,
that.
never.
Yeah, everybody is wrong sometimes, you know. You're just the only one that's not allowed to get away with it, okay? Just want to make that clear. But all jokes aside, it'll be interesting to see the way the news is broken. Is Shams just going to dominate everything, or is Jake Fisher going to like gain some traction in terms of being a newsbreaker of that level? Because before he was not a newsbreaker of that level, and there's times where he tried and failed in a way that Shams and Woj usually didn't. So it'll be interesting to see if his reporting gets better, or just kind of how that landscape shifts.
Yeah. What's the over under on how many times Woj still drops Woj bombs because he found out some information?
Dude,
Do you,
that's
do you think he'll be able to resist, or is he just gonna just cut cold turkey? Because it sounds like it's just. I mean, it's a lot to. It's a lot to put to do that like constantly. Like your phone's always ringing. You're always doing
yeah,
favors
you're
for
always
someone.
chasing
Always
stuff
having to.
down. Yeah, maintaining
Yeah,
relationships, all that stuff.
and it never ends. So like you don't really have a time to just relax.
Yeah, like if something just rolls across his desk and hasn't been reported yet, and he's just sitting there in his St. Bonaventure office, right? Nothing better to
Hmm.
do, maybe on his lunch break, and somebody hits him up like, hey, this is what's happening. I mean, surely he would get that itch, right? Because he
Yeah.
was like maniacal in terms of building his repertoire of sources, right? Like he obviously had a love for breaking news and building his reputation as the go-to guy, right? So I'm sure there'll be something that rolls across his desk and he just has the itch for it. And
Yeah.
he'll drop a Woj bomb and people won't be expecting it, and it'll be a fun time on Twitter.
In all seriousness, though, like what a crazy rise by Woj. Like he worked for what, Yahoo
Yeah.
as like a just a I don't even know what he was writing about, but he was like a sports writer, and then somehow parlays that into being like the NBA insider. And there's been a lot of NBA insiders in the past, like Chris Broussard with his sauces. Um, and back in my time, it was Peter Vesey, who was like never, speaking of never right on sources. Um, but like Woj was the first one to like get like legit stuff that was like factual,
Yeah.
like this player is going to be traded to this team or whatever. Used to not find out about it until like the papers the next day or something. But yeah, just he's always going to be the OG NBA. Uh, breaking news dude. And yeah, we'll have to see if Shams and someone else can step up in his absence.
Zach has a comment in chat that made me laugh. He said his wife is probably going to eject his phone into outer space the day he retires. Yeah, is his wife gonna take his contact list and just delete all the numbers off of it, except for her own? Like, you're not doing this anymore. Spend some time with your family, because dude, that dude definitely works long days, long nights, just to be the type of newsbreaker he was, right? So that's a funny joke from Zach. But yeah, man, it's I don't know. It was cool for him to like be able to retire and move on to a job working for St. Bonaventure since he loves them. It was also a little bit sad, man, because I grew up with Woj breaking news. I mean, we got the Woj tweets on the trade deadline streams, on the free agency streams, just waiting for him to break news for hours at a time. I mean, free agency streams where I'm just staring at his Twitter feed for over an hour straight, like, please move. So, lots of good experiences with Woj's Twitter feed.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so salutations to him. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if he breaks anything. Eric, something that interested me last stream was the Blazers over-under seed over on BetUS. And shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this stream. Let's take a look at that. I got a graphic made by the BetUS team. Shout out to the BetUS team. My coworker who runs Hog Media with me, Borna, he's actually down meeting them right now. They're cool people. But I got this graphic cooked up by them, over-under seed. And some of the seeds listed for some teams were like 9.5, 8.5, right? And I was saying, for the Blazers, it's probably going to be 14.5. You can't go lower than 14.5, right? There is no over-under 15 because it's the last seed. So my guess was right. The line on BetUS right now is over-under 14.5 seed, and you can see the lines right here. And if you want to get in on this, there's some of you who think the Blazers are going to be like a top 6 seed. Okay, well, the over-under right now is 14.5. If you bet the under, you can get plus 185, which is not bad odds if you think the Blazers can be a play-in team or a playoff team for all you hopefuls out there. And if you want to get in on the action with BetUS, use promo code YouTube150. YouTube150 for 150% bonus on your first deposit. You get 125% bonuses on your next 2 deposits up to $2,000. Great deal over at BetUS.com. And you can get in on this line if you're feeling confidently one way or the other. Some of you might feel very confident that the Blazers are going to get the 15th seed, which is minus 280. Eric, what do you think about these lines?
Wait, I'm confused. Oh, over means... Oh, so over is the 15th seed?
Oh, over is probably like 1 to 14.
Right.
I would guess. Yeah, because I wouldn't think that the other way would be minus 280.
Yeah.
So you get minus 280 if they're not the 15th seed, and you get plus 185 if they are the 15th seed. So basically...
Or they're just that bad that they BetUS thinks we're going to...
Yeah. I mean, I don't think so. So basically, you get $185 if you bet 100, and they're the 15th seed, right? But you have to bet $280 to win 100 if you don't think they're the 15th seed, is essentially how that works. So, interesting stuff there, man. Chat, with the line included, okay, which bet would you take? I'm going to do a chat poll and see which line would you take. Okay, we got the... Sorry, I'm blanking on what it was. Over 14.5 minus 280. And under 14.5 plus 185. There you go, chat. Curious to see what you guys pick.
I feel bad, but I take the 15th seed.
With the plus 185, I'm telling you, I think there's a team that finds a way to be worse, whether they're ravaged by injuries or whatnot. But
Maybe.
I still, with the lines included, I would take the 15th seed. I would take the plus 185.
Don't underestimate Portland's ability to not win games after the All-Star break.
I know. Trust me. I know very well, man. Know very well. So, yeah, interesting stuff right now. It's pretty split. If it was 50-50, I don't think they're going to be the 15th seed. Like, I think some team finds a way to be worse somehow. But the West is stacked, man. So it's pretty close for me. And that's where the lines come into account. So I would take the plus 185 with this. Chat very divided. 56% would take the minus 280. 58% actually, final tally. 41% would take the plus 185 with the Blazers being the 15th seed. I mean, if we're the 15th seed, we got a better chance of getting Cooper Flag, man. And I am super excited for college
And you
basketball.
won money. And you won plus 185 on your money.
Exactly. Like, you're cooking. You're cooking.
Yeah.
I would love... Dude, I started watching film on Ace Bailey. Okay. I'm intrigued, but I'm not sold. I would take him just based on the film, some of the film that I've watched, right? I'm going to have to see some things in college, and honestly, we'll probably do like a preview talking about like, okay, here's what we know about like the top 10 prospects. Here's what we're looking for them to prove in college, right? To rise up our boards. Here's like some of the kind of question marks about them that we're going to be looking hard at when the season starts. Like, I want to get ahead of scouting prospects before the season even starts because this upcoming class is absolutely loaded. With Ace Bailey, man, it's can he create for himself in a way where he can get to the rim? Because he's athletic, and when he has a runway, like he can rise up, he can, like, he's tall, he's 6'8", 6'9", whatever he is, and a pretty good athlete. But he's not super strong, gets bumped off his drive a little bit too much, and relies on so many like tough mid-range jumpers. That's a question mark. And that's something watching the film, it's like, man, it's I came away with two takeaways. The optimistic one is it's a crowded court, and he doesn't really have space to get downhill, and with his athletic gifts and some of the ball handling moves that he already has, like he's shifty enough, he's going to find a way to get to the rim. Okay? That was like my optimistic takeaway. My pessimistic takeaway is like, man, we've seen these types of guys before that are jumper reliant, that aren't great at getting downhill to the rim, and we've seen them struggle in the NBA. Just because they get bodied, they're not strong enough, they're not quick enough, right? Like, they just can't get to the rim. I don't know where I'm at with Ace Bailey, but I know some people are saying, oh, he might be better than Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag is by far, in a way, the number one prospect in this upcoming draft. No question about it for me. And it shouldn't be a question for anybody else.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's pretty clear cut. Not to say that things can't change if Flag struggles and someone like Ace Bailey plays really well in college and starts to, show some different things. But yeah, I think right now it's not even close. It looked like it might be several months ago, but Flag has just been too dominant.
Yeah, I mean, Flag has the highest floor, the best all-around game, and the highest ceiling. Whenever you have those three things in a draft class, like, you should be the number one pick. Especially if you're not a guard. Like, especially if you're a forward. And Wemby was kind of the same way, right? He was the highest floor, the best, like, all-around talent, like, two-way talent, and then the highest upside because he's freaking 7'4". You know what I mean? Like, he was generational. Cooper Flag is not the prospect that Wemby was, but in this draft class, he might as well be. I would be beyond shocked if he wasn't the number one overall pick. Said that with Wemby. I would write his name in with Sharpie as the number one pick right now. The question to me is, who's the number two pick? And everybody thought Scoot Henderson was going to be the number two pick going into his last year with the G League Ignite. Like, Wemby's the number one guy, but Scoot's right there. And then Scoot played Wemby, had a couple impressive performances against Wemby, and it's like, some people thought, oh, Scoot might be better than Wemby. Like, people legitimately had that take. Like, maybe Scoot should be the number one pick, not Wemby. I feel like it's kind of doing the same thing with Ace Bailey versus Cooper Flag in a way. But Scoot didn't even end up being the number two pick. I think there's enough talent in this draft that like Ace Bailey could slip to 4 or 5 if he still has these question marks going into Rutgers and he can't lead that team anywhere and he struggles to be efficient because he's living on a heavy diet of jumpers and like his defense is a little inconsistent. I think there's a legitimate chance he could fall to 4 or 5 because you have some legit talent in this draft class. And it's not necessarily going to be like that big of a knock on Ace Bailey. It's just going to be, these guys, other guys are so freaking good, they're going to go ahead of them, which is kind of what happened with Brandon Miller going ahead of Scoop.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I'm excited for college basketball.
Edgecombe.
Edgecombe, I mean, he's a stud. I still think Nolan Traore is just, his feel is unmatched. Like, I just love the way he plays. He plays like a Gonzaga guard, and Gonzaga guards have looked pretty good in the NBA, man. Like, he just has some of the traits that, like, reminds me a little bit of Nemhard. Just in Gonzaga was one of the schools he was looking at. I wish we got him, but I'm a Traore fan. Even Malawak, man. I mean, he's what, 7'2", 7'3", however tall he is, and has shown flashes of a jumper and could be a terrific defensive piece, like an anchor to a defense. Moves pretty well. Like, that's somebody that I could see a team taking a big liking to. So you got some talent in this draft. So I'm looking forward to being able to talk about it, man. I'm getting the itch to just like for the season to start at this point.
Yeah.
I was looking at it. Tomorrow we're 3 weeks away from Blazers basketball.
Nice.
So I'm ready, bro.
I think this might have got messed up before the obviously all the scheduling got changed for the Beavers and stuff, but I think Rutgers was supposed to come to Corvallis this year. I don't think they are anymore, but
it's a bummer, man.
Disappointing. That would have been a cool game to go watch him and Harper.
They are Big Ten, so they might be coming to Eugene.
Yeah, maybe Eugene.
Or Seattle. I don't know. I don't know how they're working the scheduling with that because obviously it's a 20-team coast-to-coast league now.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, honestly, man, I might have to make a trip to Seattle if like they're playing against Washington. Do some in-person scouting and just see what they look like compared to what Ron Holland looked like, because I did some in-person scouting for him last year. But let's move on. We'll have a ton of streams talking about prospects. We got to react to a couple different things here that leaked. Like I said, heavy news stream in September. It's phenomenal, okay? If you have not seen, new Blazer jerseys for next year have leaked. Now, these, what version of the jerseys were these, Eric? It's like a version of the
City Edition.
City Edition, okay? And if you haven't seen it, I'm going to toss it up on the screen to the left of us. This is what they are. Okay? I have not heard Eric's reaction on these. I have not given my reaction on Twitter. Like, I haven't given my reaction to these yet. I want Eric's reaction first. Eric, what are your thoughts on these jerseys? And I'm also going to do a chat poll.
Yeah, there's another version. I couldn't find it, but it looks a little different. There's some like patterns there in the front. But that's exactly my problem. And it's that they did not learn from previous jerseys to where you don't want to have a jersey that's, that looks fine right up close, but you can't even tell the patterns in it on TV, where it's really hard to tell.
Yep.
I don't understand why they keep doing that. Like, make it so they pop, like the plaid or the different patterns in there. You shouldn't have to like see a different angle. They need to be able to pop off the screen, in my opinion. And these just look like plain black jerseys. And down the side, they say something in that red
Pacific
stripe,
Northwest, but it's in red on red.
It's red on red, so you have no idea like unless you're looking really closely at it. Down below, there's on the tag, there's like coordinates, and it's the coordinates for the peak of Mount Hood or whatever,
Like,
which
that's
is fine.
cool.
But like, why is it just on the tag? Like, I don't understand some of that stuff. But
Dude,
like,
dude,
it's
dude.
like details that you can only know if you're just like right up close, like, or have the jersey.
I mean, Denver throws 5280 in our freaking face on their jerseys.
Right.
Right? So,
I mean, that's way too far the other way, in my opinion. Like,
yeah, like, I don't think as the name we're going to have Mount Hood coordinates. That'd be kind of weird. Like, there's really no way to do it unless you did it, like, running down the side, but not in red on red or black on black or whatever. Like, what are we doing? Nobody can see that. Eric, what would you grade it before I go in?
it's like a 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10. They're fine. I don't think they're like,
we're doing letter grades.
oh, so like a C. They're just kind of
Okay.
average.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not terrible. They're not good. They're just kind of okay. Those are jerseys.
Eric,
Uh,
they are a freaking F.
An
They
F for you.
they
Yeah.
they put the F in the word freaking. They're a freaking F. The white on the rest of the jersey looks weird because none of the jersey it's all like black and red. So like the white is just weird to me. It's like last year. It's like they took last year's jersey and just like, yeah, let's take away the plaid and replace it with white, and then like let's change the side stripe just a little bit. Okay, cool. There's no effort put into them. And that's the problem with these Nike jerseys, man. It's just like I know people out there that could create 10 times better stuff. We could get Krish in like an hour to create something better than this and put in more effort. This looks like Krish went on Photoshop, took last year's jersey and spent 2 minutes just making it look a little bit different. This is what it looks like to me. It just looks so low effort considering they did something almost identical last year. And it's just like, oh, we're running out of ideas. Let's try and just change this color to something else. Like, let's just take away the plaid and let's change it to white. It's like, it was a cool idea when it started. And when it started, a lot of the jerseys had some effort put into them, right? Where did that effort go? What happened? Like, it's Nike. You can't pay 30 graphic designers, the best graphic designers in the world, with some NBA knowledge. Go find some freaking graphic designers with some NBA knowledge or just knowledge about our city in general and have them cook. You know what I mean? It's not that hard, or at least it shouldn't be that hard for a company like freaking Nike. So that just drives me crazy. When I see these next year, I'm just going to think like, man, these jerseys are just lazily put together. And it's like, who is in charge of jerseys at Nike is my question, man. Because it's like they gave an intern that knows how to like make jersey swaps. They found a guy that could make jersey swaps from Twitter, took him, gave him an internship. We're like, create our city jerseys for next year.
It's not even that. They're like, oh wow, we saw your jerseys you made on NBA 2K. Those should just be implemented into real life.
It's
in 5 seconds.
It's such a bummer to me, man. Because we're gonna take a look at the court. The court has like a rose print on it. Put a rose print on the jersey in black and just make it like contrast enough to show up. Like, it's not hard. And you can do the same Rip City in white, but I guarantee you if people just thought like, ooh, there's a rose print on the black for these. Like, that's a cool touch. It doesn't take much.
Yeah, I did like the PDX jerseys. But someone told me that you had to keep it similar for 2 years in a row, but then why didn't we have the PDX or something similar to that 2 years in a row?
Why do you have to keep it similar 2 years in a row?
I don't
What's the
know.
point?
That's what someone said. I don't know.
You got these different looking jerseys because they're different, but they have to be the same.
Yeah, something with roses and something. I'm cool with the plaid. Just do like different stuff with it.
Yeah, find a way to incorporate a bridge. You know what I mean? Like, just there's multiple things with the city that you can try and get creative with. They had the carpet, like, cool. That was a cool jersey, right? And it was a touch on Portland. Like, you have some different things with the city that it's known for that you can use. Okay? Some things that the city is known for that you can't use, but you got some things with the city that you can use to make a cool looking uniform. And it's just like, nah, we're gonna take away the plaid and we're gonna make it white.
Yeah. Does it bother you or anyone else that it seems like whenever they do Rip City, it's all one word?
I mean, isn't that like the logo that they used to have was one word
No,
too?
I
Like,
don't know, but it's always bugged me even since then. Like,
yeah.
it's
I
two
mean,
words,
technically, port and land are 2 words.
but the city isn't 2 words.
Well, Rip City isn't 2 words either.
Yeah, it is.
Not if it's 1 word. Not if it's like Portland. I'm kind of just trolling you, but also I don't know. It's like a fictitious name, you know what I mean?
No, I know.
So that's
I
why
know.
it doesn't bother me.
really matter, but
Yeah. Yeah.
can't just put a little space in
At
between.
least we're not Boston. Let's just, if you know your Portland history, at least we're not Boston. Maybe we could have a Boston City jersey because we are almost Boston. Even that would be creative. More creative than this. But yeah, I just like the design is not necessarily an F in itself. It's just an F given how lazily it seems like it was done.
Yeah, I thought the ones last year were okay. There's
The
definitely
plaid
stuff
was
now.
the plaid was fine, like in the word too, because it actually showed up.
And why don't we? I mean, with Bill Walton passing away, why don't we have something for him?
A tie dye.
Yeah, or I mean, it could just be plaid or
Shoot, if you're gonna take away the
just have the
plaid
throwback
in the
one.
Rip City, should have put freaking tie dye in it. And had the stripe down the side instead of putting Pacific Northwest in red on a red background. Should have made that tie dye too.
Yeah, something creative other than just like a basic shirt with Rip City on it.
Yeah. So I hate it. I hate it. This next segment, I promise, is going to be more positive. Okay. We got our Emirates NBA Cup court revealed, okay? Otherwise known as the in-season tournament. If you have not seen it, this is what it looks like. Now, I will blow it up more so you can see the print, Eric. It's rose print, and it looks like it's going to be more visible than it is in the screenshot because this isn't necessarily like the best screenshot. It was just grabbed from Twitter, and I think this is like in 2K. But, Eric, this is so much better than last year's court. I like this court compared to last year. I mess with this court. I like the rose print and the different gradients of gray, and it was like, man, why couldn't you do that with the freaking jersey? But I like it. I like it a lot, actually. Also, now they're only going to use this for 4 games, so our court probably won't get that scuffed up. But, if we have the same issues that we... Oh, yeah, only 2 games. Unless we make it to the first round, right?
The tournament,
Yeah. So it's probably not going to get scuffed up like our court got scuffed up last year. But if it did, like, it would probably just look like it's part of the rose print. So, thoughts on this court, Eric?
I like it.
What would you grade it?
I grade it like a B plus.
Because it's like the in-season tournament, the court's got to look a little bit different, right? That's kind of their thing.
It's got to be kind of crazy, yeah.
Yeah, but like this is not a bad crazy. Like I don't think this is going to be as like hard or tough on the eyes as last year when it was like bright colors in the middle of the floor and different colors and all that. So I don't know what the other courts look like. I haven't seen any pictures of the other courts, but I don't know. I mean, I give this an A. I don't know what else they could do that's like out there and crazy that could be better than this. So I go from an F to an A.
Nice.
Just hopefully they don't use the new jerseys on the new court.
Oh, you know that well.
Yeah.
You
No,
gotta
I
move
like
the
it.
ticker on the left along.
What'd you say?
You gotta move the ticker to the next one.
What ticker? Oh, okay. You're right. Anyway, chat, grade the court in the live chat poll.
Put Dame's face on the court instead. That's funny.
You're funny. We got 38% of people voting an A, 56% voting a B, 6% voting a C. Nobody has voted D or F.
Zach says to do a Mount Everest of Blazer greats. You mean Mount Rushmore?
Mount Everest of Blazers.
What is...
Oh, man. Shout out to Jack for being Jack. I called him Jack. See, we both mess up. Zach.
Wow.
Your name is Zach. Good to have Zach in chat, though. He always makes me laugh, so good for him to show up and perform in his moderator duties, which his number one moderator duty is to make me laugh.
He's good at that.
He said, I'm turd as hell, Tured. Yeah, maybe it's time for him to go to bed. Anyway, chat almost... Chat was like split between A and B. We like to see it. Now, if they didn't have the courts last year and this was the first court, then maybe the grade would be a little bit worse. It's just after seeing this year's court looks a lot better. So, anyway, got new courts, got a new WNBA team, got New Jersey. We're cooking, man. We're cooking.
Yeah.
We got a couple things that we want to get to in future streams, like there's an article grading future draft pick trades.
Yeah, we're going to do that tonight. We'll push it to Monday or next week. Sometime.
Yeah, we'll do it sometime next week. Maybe we'll have more news. I don't know when Media Day is. Does anybody know when Media Day is? I'm not sure. But obviously when that happens, we'll talk about it. Normally it's on a Monday, but their first preseason game is on a Friday. So do they do like that Monday? So like first game is Friday, October 11th. So would it be Monday, October 7th, or would it be the week before? Or would it be
I think
the week?
it's
I don't
usually the week before. I don't know.
Yeah. So I mean, if it's the week before, that would be Monday, September 30th, Eric, which means we would have 2 streams left until then.
Wow.
And that's like basically when stuff starts. So we're basically there. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of wild.
And if this was last year, we'd still have, 8 days until the Dame trade?
Yeah. One Piece says this NBA offseason has been so boring. Yeah, but hopefully our content hasn't been. I've enjoyed the streams we've come up with during the dead days of August and September. I think we've had some pretty fun streams. I've enjoyed streaming during this stretch more so than I have in previous years outside the Dame saga, I guess. But honestly, I even enjoyed it more than the Dame saga. Like I've been having a good time, man. Usually I take a week off just because it's like the only time to take a week off all year. I haven't even wanted to. I still want to see you guys in chat. Okay, I'm not tired of you anymore. Okay, like there's been other years where it's like, man, chat, they're trolling me a little bit too hard. Right, chat's been riling me up a little bit lately. I need a break, but I don't know. Chat's been very well behaved this offseason, Eric.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, I have to troll them now. So this is my best effort. But anyway, we'll take maybe a couple questions, hang out with chat next couple minutes, and then we'll end the stream.
I think Borna is pretty much the one who's gotten.
Borna tries to compensate for all the trolls that are missing, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's an era. He says because of our fantastic moderation.
Yeah, look at all the blue in chat, man. They're too scared. Look at all the moderators, man.
Well, it does. I don't think this is a coincidence. It lines up when you somehow gave Taylor Packer mod.
True,
stuff.
Taylor. What'd you do with all the trolls, man? Taylor's like not a real mod though. He's an honorary mod, which is still a high status role.
He's had a quick trigger on that timeout button before.
I think, dude, Borda came in and like said something completely normal, and he put him in timeout a couple streams ago. I was just like, man, what? Why?
I think he said something else and he already knew.
I don't know. I didn't see anything else. I was very confused. I was like, okay, Taylor, I respect you wielding the banhammer at your own discretion, but it was a little took me aback a little bit. Wait, I thought we were supposed to mute that guy. If he starts being
much.
weird, yes, but that's
Let's just mute him.
that's literally like my business partner. That's literally the guy I work with like every day.
That's the head of Hog Media.
That's the head of Hog Media, man. So yeah, like I literally have to text him. I'm like, bro, can you just relax, man? Can you just chill? I have to text him that a lot of times.
He's used to his high tea post game shows.
Dude, honestly, like
about his Padres.
I think he just wants to make you either laugh or facepalm.
Yeah,
I think that's his goal. I think he gets a thrill out of your reaction. So, gonna blame you for him.
I've been in his streams a few times. I've said hi, and he's always said nice things back. So.
No, he's a great guy. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
He loves to troll, man. And we don't have any trolls anymore, so maybe I should just embrace it. I don't know. But he like forces it. He like forces it down our throats, man, which is not good. Okay, not good. Don't clip that either. Anyway.
Taylor says every time he came in, I see him get muted, so I thought he was.
Yeah, well, no, there's always a reason for it. So yeah, no, you could. I respect it. I respect it, but no, we don't have to wait for him to give you a reason, and then do your thing.
Well, in Taylor's defense, you only have to wait like 5 seconds, and he will give you a reason. Because if he's in here, it's just to like, it's either to troll or to like, because he's like mad you're not.
Nah, it's never like him being mad, dude. He is always like laughing at my texts.
Yeah.
So it's always a good fun, but he's.
Yeah. No, because there's been times where he wants you to stop streaming so he could talk to you and stuff.
No, well, there's times where I'm like, I'm not texting back because I'm streaming, and they'll come in here to get my attention. I'm like, okay, yeah. So, he does his thing. I respect it. There's been no hate lately, Eric. I secretly live for the hate, and I don't want to go on Reddit. So, that haters are welcome. Until you insult me and then I'm banning you. But until then, you're welcome in the live chat, okay? So, anyway, do you guys have anything special planned stream-wise this year? Post-game shows, we're going to do some cool stuff. We're going to do some cool events. You can join our Discord and look at the schedule tab and see like event nights. And I'll go into more detail in October on what those will be. But that is stuff that we'll do on like post-game shows. It won't take over the post-game show. The post-game show will be the same. It'll just be like an addition, something fresh on each post-game show. Some of it might be like, some of them are a call-in segment. So we used to do call-ins. We're going to do those, not every stream because people don't like it every stream, but we'll do it once in a while where it's like fresh in like a cool addition, but like doesn't dominate the show and doesn't dominate every post-game show, right? So stuff like that. And we're just going to kind of like rotate some event nights and just try and get you guys looking forward to streams, looking forward to certain events. Like some of it might be like, I'll take shots on a freaking post-game stream, right? We'll pull out all the stops this year so to make these streams fun as we maybe chug along towards our 15 seed. Anyway.
Taylor, please don't do that.
Yeah, please don't. Please, fight the good fight, okay? If somebody speaks our name, be a good mod and defend us. That's what our moderators are contractually, not really, but contractually obliged to do. You're a Blazers Uprise mod. Don't tell them that because you'll get ran out of there, but anyway. I love the jokes. I love the fun. Thank you guys. Eric, anything else?
Oh, thanks everyone for watching. Hope you have a good night. Um, yeah, we'll be back on Monday, of course, unless something happens.
Yep. One final question from Poison Ivy. How's your fantasy team doing for football? Me and Eric are both 2-0.
Let's go.
But I have more points scored, so I'm technically first. Let's go.
Yeah.
We're both looking pretty good this year. Eric pulled off some good trades.
I got off to a good start tonight. I didn't have anyone playing, but I'm playing Hail Blazers. He had two people playing and only scored like 14 points. So.
Yeah, you're looking pretty good. I have Tyreek without Tua and Debo's hurt, so
I didn't get a chance to watch the game. Did something happen to Ramondre Stevens, or did he just get
23 yards, fumbled. Yeah.
Did they just not? They got down, so they had to pass, or I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal was. I didn't watch the game, but yeah, absolute dud from him. But yeah, football's here, which means basketball's almost here. Excited for things to start. Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring the stream. Leave a like on the stream. It's the easiest way to support the channel. And subscribe if you're new. Maybe we'll get to 11,000 subs here soon. We've been sitting at 10.9K for a while. So hit that sub button if you haven't already. And thank you to everyone who participated in the live chat tonight. We greatly appreciate you guys hanging out with us this summer. And this is the last stream of summer because fall officially starts between now and our next stream. So when the leaves start falling, the shots start falling or something. I don't know. I'm out of cleverness for now, so good time to end the stream. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Shout out BetUS. We're out of here. We'll catch you next time. Until then, as always, peace out. Go Blazers!